Hello my lovely people, you're welcome back to my channel. I greet you according to your time and the time you are seeing this video. We are still on the gist from the palace of Ooni of Ife. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, give this video a thumbs up and share my video. And always remember that these are all alleged information, okay? They are not for stand information. It's a gossip. Always bear that in mind. So guys, we are hearing right now that two elders from Aunty Blue Blue's family have stormed the palace. And according to them, they came with anger, because of what has been happening to Igbi recently with Aunty Ibira. The two of them, from what we heard, alleged, they said they have been experiencing a very strange, will I call it sickness or illness? I don't know. But from what we heard, they said Igbi's own is always happening to her anytime she enters the palace. But Aunty Blue Blue own, her own is too much. It's like the thing is even happening to her right there in her family house. And they said the elders, as in one of her uncles came the other day to the palace looking for Kabiyesi to tell Kabiyesi to summon Aunty Igbi, that Igbi knows what happens to their daughter. Maybe Igbi have done something. They know too well that Igbi and their daughter, they know Babalawo and Mamalawo them very well. So they thought that what happens to Igbi is Blue Blue is coming from Igbi. But it was unfortunate, they said, when the uncle was at the palace, one elder that he met there also told him that this Igbi that you are accusing, that she is also suffering the same thing. And they went home. Maybe they have gone to inquire, they have done some research and inquiries, and they find out that Kabiyesi must have activated his ancient sword. And they said these men, they came to the palace ranting, making noise, asking Kabiyesi why. Why would you want to activate your ancient sword? That ancient sword is meant for to be activated in times of war, when your enemies are afflicting you with problems and all of that. That is when you are ought to do this, but not to fight your wives. Don't you know that it looks somehow? And they said they were accusing Iyaba. Iyaba happens to be the oldest woman in the palace, and some of her priests, them, especially those ones from Brazilian, they are the ones encouraging Kabiyesi to activate the ancient sword. That normally Kabiyesi on his own cannot do it because he have a very soft heart. That why would he do a thing like that? That it is not necessary against his wives, as in they were like, why would you even activate your ancient sword against your wife, the people you call your wives? But to think, if you ask me, I would say that at some point, these people are no longer there as a wife. From what we heard, though, from the stories, if you have been following these stories very well, you'll find out that the elders have been the one fighting Queen Naomi while she was in the palace because they want to dethrone the king, from what we are hearing allegedly. Or maybe because Queen Naomi's prayers was disturbing them. And when they find out that what will make Queen Naomi to be far, far away from the king is when the king is surrounded by so many women. That is why they started using women against Queen Naomi's stay in that palace. And at some point, it looks as if they have achieved their aim. When Kabiyesi went ahead to marry all of these women, including those planted in his life for one reason or the other, Queen Naomi left, and they were happy, So maybe to them, they think they are winning. Their aim, they are about to achieve it. If the women are not Kabiyesi's enemy, why would they collect his protective charm? If it is true, yes, knowing fully well that when that protective charm is taken out from the king, that he will be porous to attack and all of that. Not only that, these women have done a whole lot of things we have been hearing on social media, unless all of these things that we are hearing are all lies. But if it is true, or if there's any atom of truth in all of these things that we are hearing, they are not just a wife, they are an enemy, okay? And again, some other time ago, we heard that Olori Calabash, that one invoked water spirits, and everywhere in the palace was filled with water, including where they are keeping their deities and all of that, knowing fully well that it is uncalled for water to enter there. Invoking certain spirits inside the palace by whistling at night. All of these things are what the women are doing. Oh, the women whom they called Kabiyesi's wife. Wives are supposed to protect their husband, but here, reverse is the case. You know, we heard that a particular wife is always whistling at night close to Kabiyesi's window. That is what we heard, allegedly. And from what we heard, it is against their culture and tradition. That such things bring in evil spirits and all of that, and yet they were doing it. All these elders, who knows when to activate ancient sword, they never did anything about it. These people brought in a foreign deity in the name of artifacts that caused so much problem in the palace. They are not enemy, and Kabiyesi did not activate the ancient sword. Kabiyesi have been so kind to the wives. He have been trying everything within his power to accommodate everybody and to avoid scandals, because if anything happens, they will say it's Ooni of Ife's wives, Ooni of Ife's this, Ooni of Ife's that. And I believe that if their hands are clean, even if Kabiyesi activate this ancient sword, it is not going to affect them. Are they the only ones in that palace? Why is he not scratching Dr. Elizabeth? Why is he not scratching Dr. Elizabeth? We don't know about Olori Calabash. Maybe if she had been around, it might also affect her, or may not. I don't know. So, if their hands are not clean, let the ancient sword disturb them. Because for what we are hearing, they say these people have checked and checked. They have done thorough checking and find out that the only thing that can cause things like this is when the ancient sword is activated. It can only affect someone whose hands are not clean. So it is high time the women confess if they want to be free and do as their husband said, and stop allowing the elders to use them to fight Kabiyesi. Because they know that QueenNaomi is an integral part of the king. They are using them to ensure that QueenNaomi did not return back to the palace, either because her prayers are disturbing them, or because of their selfish reason, or maybe because they want her far away so that they will be able to dethrone the king, like we have been hearing allegedly. I don't know whatever be their mission, you know. But all we heard right now is that the king ordered the guards to carry these elders out of the palace when they enter to be when they enter the palace, ranting, asking Kabiyesi, why don't you know where your enemies are? That your wives are not your enemies, my people. No be smarting, no be smarting. And like I will always remind you, these are all alleged information, okay? Tell me what you think about it and give my video a thumbs up. Bye for now. Love you guys.